Hey, y'all.
Howdy, folks.
My name is Caleb Isaacs,
My name's Jobey Grant.
and we are so excited to bring you the first official episode of the Musicians Talk podcast. Thank you so much for being here, Jobey. This is awesome.
Dude, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I was super excited when you asked me to. I was super excited when you posted this whole idea, and it was a little process, and you said, well, maybe one day down the road, and then like 2 weeks later, you were, all right, I'm looking for people to do it, and I'm like, absolutely, man. That's just going to talk to another musician, and like you can't pass that up. So I'm honored that you had me here first, because that's so damn cool to me.
Absolutely. I think my first initial thought was there's no way that I can get this together as quickly as I possibly could.
Yeah.
I had a buddy of mine, another buddy of mine, his name was Tim Rapp, which I will have him on the show next week, so I'm looking forward to having him. But he commented on the post, and I was just talking about changing strings on the guitar.
Yeah.
And he said, I love these musicians talks that you're doing. And right then and there, I had the idea. I was like, well, what if we actually had musicians talk?
Yeah.
What if we actually had a sit down and face-to-face about,
Absolutely.
what your experiences are? I know what I go through on a daily basis, or I know what I go through to prepare a gig and things like that. But what do other people do? How do they load in? How do they expect to be paid? How do they expect to perform their show? Do they have high energy and low energy? Do they have, do they have decent breaks in their set, or do they give people the opportunity to request songs, or, how do you do it?
Absolutely.
So, man, I couldn't believe it either, buddy.
Yeah,
I really couldn't.
freaking awesome, dude.
There's nothing else that I would rather do. This has quickly become a very, very big passion of mine.
Yeah.
So, we're going to get into it. I wrote some stuff down here.
Okay.
You're 22, is that correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Deuces.
Man, you're 4 years younger than me, man.
You're 26?
I'm 26, brother.
Man.
Now listen to this. You have 14 dates in June. Is that right?
Is it? I really don't know.
I went ahead and counted.
Dang.
When you sent me the list, you had 14 dates booked just in the month of June, which is amazing, by the way. Congratulations.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
That's insane. So, literally tomorrow, you're going to be at the Sanctuary Lounge in Heron.
Yeah.
Is that for the Heron Fest?
No,
that was last week. Or
that
last
was a couple weeks ago.
Couple weeks ago. Gotcha.
Just a Friday gig. And go play there. And I wasn't very smart, and I booked a Saturday morning show 4 hours back home where I grew up at a farmer's market. So I get done at 11 tomorrow night, and then I got to drive 4 hours and then load in at like 8 a.m. and play that, and then I play tomorrow night or Saturday night as well, and then Sunday afternoon, and then come back this way. But yeah, it's gonna be a busy weekend.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
You were on the run. And it's amazing to see.
Yeah.
I want to just stop on this note. You and I met at Little Nashville Cafe. We were already friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
But that place, I just kind of want to highlight it a little bit. It's great for
Unreal.
Up and coming musicians.
Unreal.
I mean, the opportunities that you have to meet other musicians, the opportunities you have to present your own music.
Yeah.
I mean, I just started playing originals, and just like you, I mean, people went nuts for it. And when I heard you play for the first time, I was like, oh yeah, you really do. And this is no, not trying to brown nose or anything, but your sound is unique. It really is.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to give credit where credit's due, and it's a whole different ball game when we get out here and play, and then we meet other musicians that tell us, hey, you've got something.
Yeah.
You've got a little bit of talent. So that's really cool. But I just wanted to highlight that a little bit. You and I met at Little Nashville and kind of hit it off, and
absolutely,
kind of got to play a little bit together, and I loved your stuff and you enjoyed mine, which is incredible.
Yeah.
When did you I'll ask you this, when did you decide to go to Little Nashville and try it out? Was it before you had one or two before we met, right?
Yeah, maybe one or two. I was playing shows locally, and I'd have a person every month or two come up to me and be like, "Hey, you ever thought about going to Little Nashville and playing the open mic there? Like, it's a super cool spot." And da 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 da. Same spiel I give everybody now about how cool of a place it is.
Yeah.
And I honestly was intimidated. I didn't want to go because I was playing these like bars and stuff, and I didn't think I was like good enough to be playing there. And I'd heard, I'd scroll through Little Nashville's page and
Oh man,
look at all these people that are playing there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're playing everywhere, and they'd have bigger names and stuff. So I don't know why. I honestly was intimidated.
I mean,
it was and I'll tell you what, there's a buddy that I work with who's become one of my closest friends, and he'd been there several times just to eat, and he'd go for open mic night just to listen
mm-hmm.
and hear some different people. And we started working together, and I was playing one day. He's like, "Man, you need to go up to Little Nashville." I'm like, "Brother, you're like the 20th person to tell me this." He's like, "Well, I'm not telling you. We're going. Like, you're going to go Sunday with me." And that's how it happened. Like, I went, and and the rest is history.
Wow.
So, yeah, I tell him all the time. I'm like, "Dude, if it weren't for you, like, I would probably never would have went still to this day." But
it's amazing how many of those encounters that we have with people. It's like, if you hadn't told me to go do this or push me in the right direction, that I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. I've had a lot of people like that.
It's crazy that people believe in you more than you believe in yourself. And like, it shouldn't be that way, but that's been my story my entire life, So I am extremely fortunate to have people that are like, "Hey man, kind of kick me in the tail, be like, go do that." And
yeah.
I'm like, "All right, whatever." And I do it, and it ends up good, and then, so yeah, Little Nashville, one of the coolest spots around.
Hands down. Hands down. I think a lot of young artists get their start there because they're willing to be like, "Hey, there's other people here that,"
there's no judgment.
There's no judgment here. Absolutely.
You go and you play and you do your best. And
yeah. Well, speaking of Little Nashville, you, sir, literally next week from this date right now are recording your first live EP. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Man.
I'm super excited.
I'm stoked for you, bro. If I can make it, I will try to be there.
I'd
Absolutely.
love to have you, man. That'd
100%.
be awesome.
100%. I think that's really cool. So who have you contacted? Is it Brian or?
No, there's Caleb Crane.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Caleb's a great guy.
As soon as I met Caleb and he ran sound at my first show, I'm like, this guy's legit. Like, I need to stay in touch with him.
Mm-hmm.
And Denny gave me another date, and I got to thinking, what room in the area can I record this in? And I had a couple that were kind of toss-ups, but I just kept coming back to Little Nashville just because of the atmosphere, the room. Sounds great.
That sound is amazing.
So I texted Caleb, and I was like, "Hey, man, would you be interested in helping me with this?" And he goes, "Absolutely." So that was back in
awesome.
like February or March, and here we are a week away. Like, it snuck up on me.
Yeah, it gets up on you quick when you have those big important dates. You try to put it out of your mind for a little while.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't even know what songs I'm going to record. I know I shouldn't be admitting that.
Okay. Number 9 and Little Poor Me.
Yeah.
Those two, I wanted to talk to you about those anyway.
Yeah.
Those two are my favorites of yours so far.
That's yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, Number 9 and Little Poor Me. That one's good. That one is very good. So you're recording your live EP. So what? You're just going to show up, you play your regular show, and then Caleb in the background is...
At some point, I don't know, I'm actually going there tonight to figure out the details with him.
Tonight?
Yeah, tonight
Jesus,
after this.
Man.
It's going to be a late night, but yeah, I don't know what all the details are. I just know I'm going to be playing for 3 hours, and at some point, whether that's beginning, middle, hopefully probably beginning or middle, because there's going to be a crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're probably going to switch out gear or something like that and rip out 4 songs, and then we'll just keep playing my normal set like nothing happened. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Hopefully everything goes smoothly.
It takes a lot off you, and I kind of appreciate the idea that you don't know when it's going to happen, because you never know. Those big moments could potentially lead to something. But that's awesome, man.
Yeah, dude.
That is really great.
I'm looking forward to it.
So you're recording the live EP. That is June 18th at Little Nashville. So if you want to see Jobey there, please go check him out. He will be recording. Go support him. That's amazing, man. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
3 dates in Iowa. Is that right?
Yeah, that's next weekend.
Man.
So the only reason why I'm playing in Iowa is I posted something like a Central Illinois music thing, like looking for gigs. This is back in the beginning of the year. And a lady named Candace has a setup. It's called it's a booking agency. Literally, like I'm amazed by how much she's grown just since I've met her, and got hooked up with her. But she's been nothing but amazing. Like,
Really?
I can text her and be like, "Hey, would you happen to be able to find me 3 shows this weekend? I want to do like an Iowa run." Bang, bang, bang. Without a question asked. Like, the easiest person to work with, like the kindest person to work with, and like I can't thank her enough because I played I don't know, I think it was 2 weekends ago. She got me a show in Iowa. Dang, where was I at the night before that? This is what I was doing. I'm not very intelligent when it comes to booking shows because I played in Cloverport, Kentucky, which is 3 hours away from Carbondale. It's like right in the center of Kentucky, getting close to that area. Then I played in Des Moines, Iowa the next day. Yeah, I'm an idiot,
buddy.
dude. I'm an idiot. So,
well, don't say that. But
I mean,
right.
I thought it was in Western Kentucky. I booked it a long time ago, didn't think anything about it. And I'm like, hey, can you fill this date for me?
Right.
She was right on it, got me this cool gig in downtown Des Moines. I'm like, sweet. You know, that Thursday rolls around, I'm trying to get my travel plans figured out. And I'm like, wait a second. This isn't where I thought it was.
Oh, no.
So it turned into I went and picked up my buddy in Peoria. That was a 5-hour drive. And then it was another 4.5 hours to Des Moines. And then my buddy came with me, and I asked her, I said, can you get us a duo show somewhere? This thing popped up in Minnesota. It was 2 miles over the Iowa border.
Oh, my gosh.
So Minnesota, but not
basically,
really. But yeah,
right.
Basically Iowa.
Basically
Still
Iowa.
in the cornfield, you know? So we ended up doing that, and it was a wild weekend. But, like, that's how I got that stuff.
That's awesome.
She's awesome to work with.
You have, in my opinion, you've put the work in, and you're showing that,
I appreciate that.
you're worth your salt. So, yeah, absolutely. I've seen a lot of people that work hard, and you're one of the hardest working when it comes to gigs, man.
I try and pride myself on just kind of keeping my nose down and, not really worrying about what anybody else is doing, just trying to do the best that I can.
And when I say, I mean, because you have a day job too.
Yeah,
right?
I do.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're working, I mean, let's tell us a little bit about that.
So I work at a furniture store in West Frankfort, 5 days a week, 8 to 5, so 40 hours a week. And then I'm very thankful that they're super flexible with, I can be like, hey, I got to go on this little run of shows, or I need to leave early this day. And like, they're cool with that. So like, I couldn't be in a better situation as far as that goes, but
you're burning the candle at both ends, my man.
Yeah. Wick's about out, man. I'm exhausted, but at the same time, like, I can't complain. You know, it's like, I can't complain about having a show to play every weekend. Like,
no,
that's cool.
Amazing.
And to play music and then to be able to make money and do that, like, as a passion, I've thought about just doing it full time, but it's a scary thing. Scary thing, just be like, I'm going to quit my job and play music, and hopefully it works out, you know?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's kind of wild.
It's a big leap going from, how you have stable, secure employment to I may have a show or I may not.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's especially nowadays, like, the economy's kind of rough, and it's like, man, I don't know if gas is going to be $3 next week or if it's going to be $6.50 in 2 weeks. So
hopefully you get it a little cheaper in Iowa.
Yeah, it's a whole $1.50 cheaper in Iowa.
Oh my goodness, man. Yeah. That is amazing. So you got 3 dates in Iowa, you got 2 dates in Florida. How'd that one come about?
I honestly just texted this place. I was trying to find I'll go on these rants, or not rants, like these messenger halls where like I won't have anything to do, and I'll just like look up live music in Florida, live music in Kentucky, and then I'll just start finding all these bars and stuff. And some of them get back to you, some of them don't. But this place I hit up, they were like, bang, immediately. And then my buddy Chance Stanley, have you ever heard of Chance? Plays at Moonshine every once in a while.
Yeah.
He's become a good friend of mine, and we were actually playing a Sunday show at Moonshine a while back, and we got to talking about stuff, and he had just come from the bar that I'm getting ready to play. And he's like, dude, you're playing there? I'm like, yeah. He goes, you're gonna love it. Like, great place.
Wow.
So that happened, and then Chance also got me the other show, which is like an hour away from there. So it's like,
It's the best you can hope for.
yeah. And then I went and did one of my booking things again, where I got a show in Illinois on that Sunday. It's an afternoon show too, so like I'm gonna have to drive all the way through the night to get back up here.
Oh
but
my gosh.
I'm just
my
thinking
man.
of bills I gotta pay. You know,
Well,
I'm
yeah,
not thinking about anything other than that. So.
I can't blame you. Like I said, you were putting the work in, my man. It is insane. So you are, for the entire year, holy cow, man. You're booked in 12 states.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's
We're all obviously Iowa and Florida. We already talked about that.
Yeah, Iowa, Florida,
a little bit in Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky, Illinois, obviously, Indiana, Missouri. Played in Minnesota. Gonna be playing in Nebraska in September.
Jeez.
I've played in Virginia, West Virginia, Tennessee. Maybe 12, maybe not quite 12.
That's 11 right there.
There's one more that I think I'm missing. I can't think.
Indiana.
I think I said Indiana.
Do you have anyone in Indiana?
Yeah, I've got a couple dates in Indiana.
Wow.
Yeah, that might be it. But
that's man.
It's a lot, man.
Gotta give it to you, bro. That's working right there. That's for sure.
Yeah,
that is working. You just recently opened for the Rewinds. You've played with them a couple times.
Yeah, they're awesome, man.
Shout out Rewinds. We love you guys. Jeff Bates, what was that like?
That was pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
That was a situation where I kind of wish I could go back and do it again, just because of I didn't play a gig until May of last year. So I kind of got into it and was like thrown into the fire, but I guess there's no better way to learn than that.
There's no better way to do it. Yep.
Played my first show in May, and then I played Moonshine Run. They were courteous enough to have me for a Taco Tuesday.
Yep.
And
love Moonshine Run too.
Love Moonshine Run. They're like family. That's the first place they ever gave me a shot.
Yep.
So they'll always hold a special place. And Kirk called me one day. I was working. He's like, "Hey man, what are you doing? September 12th or September 13th, I think was the date. I think. Don't quote me on that." I said, "I'm not too sure." He's like, "Well, Jeff Bates is rolling through town. Would you like to open up for him?" And I was like, "Yeah, Jeff Bates."
Absolutely.
Jeff Bates was a hit back in the early 2000s.
100%.
Super talented. So that was really cool.
That's
to be able
awesome.
to play with him. That's actually where I met Chance.
Yeah.
Chance drove up because Jeff and Chance are both from Mississippi. So
wow.
Yeah, Chance drove up and I opened. Dave Clark played after me.
Yeah.
Jeff played, and then
cousin Dave.
Chance finished the show out. Love Dave. Dave's awesome.
Dave is great.
Dave's a hoot. But yeah, that's how that came about. It's super cool.
Yep. That is amazing, man. Who is Isaac Durst? I hadn't heard of him.
Isaac Durst. That was my buddy I was telling you about that.
Okay.
I picked up in Peoria. Unreal.
Gotcha.
Dude he's 23. I met him through Casey. Casey kind of. I went and played a Ben by Ben West showcase at John Brown's on the Square.
Yeah.
Casey invited me. I'd never met him, and he's like, we just kind of hit it off from the jump. Casey's one of the nicest people I know, and he was talking about people my age. He's like, I know a kid, Isaac Durst. I'm like, I actually heard of him.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, he's a good friend of mine. You should try and get in touch with him. So I never reached out to Isaac or anything.
I checked him out a little bit. I
yeah,
loved what I saw.
He's got his own sound, but he was on TikTok Live one night, and I hit him up, and then I followed him, and then he texted me, and it kind of just went from there. But he's opened up for some big names, Zach Top, Jake Worthington.
Really?
Yeah, dude, he's got a good connection with this bar in Peoria. It's called Cruisin's, and they'll hit him up. Ty Myers, Sammy Kershaw.
Oh my gosh.
He's played tailgates and tall boys in Bloomington.
Yeah, that's a big festival every year.
So he's got a lot of good hooks, and he's been kind enough to me to just be like, "Hey man, what's up? Like, you want to go play some shows?" And
talent recognizes talent. You know, that's all I can say about stuff like that. Is like, if you're in the industry, if you're in the game, game recognizes game.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You gotta respect other people that are.
Oh my goodness, you can tell when somebody has just got something inside of them, like they're not letting this crowd out of the palm of their hand.
Yeah.
You know, and I see that with your writing a lot, and that's what we're gonna get into next. But man, your writing amazes me. The stuff you come up with,
that, Thank you.
the lyrics are down to earth. I put a post on Facebook that said they make you feel like
I love
it,
that.
make you sound like make you hear biscuits and gravy on the stove or something like that.
I read that and I was like, dude, that's amazing. I love that.
But it does. You have a unique sound. I hear a lot of, now you may correct me on this, but I hear a lot of Tyler Childers.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of influence from Tyler Childers and maybe some Sturgill Simpson and stuff like
Absolutely.
that. Like
And
your lyrics.
That's a compliment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean the just trying to think of the with my t-shirt on and your cheeky little grin and stuff like that. I mean, it's just you nailed it. You really nailed it.
Thank you.
And the keeping up with the Joneses ain't something I've ever been. Oh man, I lost it. I was like, yeah, that's good. And that song, Lil Poor Me, really got a Johnny Cash vibe to it. You know, really has that Johnny Cash feel to it. So you can tell you reach back.
Absolutely. It's I draw a very classic country influence.
Absolutely.
Those are my idols.
We have to keep that alive.
100%.
That's one of the biggest things. I had somebody come up to me the other day. So I go busking in Mount Vernon.
That's awesome.
Dude, I literally just open my case, and if you want to stop and throw $1 in, great. If you don't, that's awesome. Hope I made some kind of positive impact on your day.
Right.
The kids love it. Every kid I've ever seen just stops and
I bet, dude,
you know,
awesome.
and one of them was dancing out there the other day and stuff like. I keep a little jar of guitar picks and little wooden guitars to give out to the kids and stuff like that. Like it's what makes it worth it for me.
100%.
Like, so anyway, I was out there busking, and she goes, "Please keep classic country music alive." I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm trying to do, just like everybody else that is in this, you know." So, but that's amazing. So, we're going to get into the questions now. Who was your personal inspiration to start playing music?
Personal inspiration.
Family member, you know, professional, or, you know, a legend actor.
I'll tell you a quick story. So my mom raised me by herself. Like my dad's never been in my life, so my mom has always been like my biggest influence. Like I've always looked up to her because I mean she's all I've ever really had.
That's awesome.
So I was going to college in Chicago for 2 years before I ever picked up a guitar. I was playing college basketball up there. That was like my goal that I wanted to do. Like I wanted to play overseas or do something professionally with it, and I was
we got a basketball net right back there.
I'm retired, dude. I'm retired.
Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I had an incident where I ended up having to have a hip surgery. It was like a whole replacement type of deal. It was just a genetic thing. I got to have my other leg done at some point in my life, but that's expensive. So anyway, I was going to school up there. Absolutely hated it. Hated everything about it. I'd call home every day and cry. Be like, "Mom, please let me come home." And she'd being my mom, "No, you paid $65,000 to go to school there this year. You're gonna stick it out." But she kept telling me, "Jobey, you need to find something to do besides basketball. Like, you got to get your mind off basketball," because that was like really the driving point that was making me go crazy. Like I didn't want to leave my dorm room. Like I was sleeping in, not going to class. Like hated it, hated everything about it. And she goes, "I bought you a guitar," and she did. It was a cheap one off Amazon. Matter of fact, I got like clowned when I went to my first guitar session because the guy's like, "I've never even heard of this brand." I'm like, "Dang, dude, you actually supposed to like teach me how to play this thing?" Not like, you know. Anyway, I stuck it out for 2 guitar lessons because he wanted to teach me like Mary Had a Little Lamb and all this stuff, and I'm like, I want to play Merle Haggard and like George Jones, and
amen.
It was expensive. It was like $40 a session to go. So I told my mom, like, I'm done, but I'm going to teach myself how to play. So I did that, and I would say I had a buddy that is from West Frankfort that really like made me. My first ever thing was in his backyard. He's got a twin brother that graduated a year or 2 ago, and they joked with me. They're like, "You're gonna play at our graduation party," because they are the only ones that had ever heard me play. Like, they were like, "Come on, man! Like, you should post a video on TikTok. You should do this. You should do that."
Right.
I had no interest in doing that. Like, I was scared to sing in front of them, and they're like, "Oh man, you should just stick with it. And I'm like, whatever. So they made me. It was like a last minute thing. Like, I went to their graduation. Their graduation party was 2 days later. I went out to eat with them. Their mom's like, "So, are you ready for Saturday?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Well, you're playing." I'm like, "Oh, dude, my heart sank." I was like, "No way. You guys were joking." They're like, No, we're being serious." So I did it. All I had was a mic and my Fishman amp that I plugged my guitar and my mic into, and played that. And yeah, I would say, not to get into a super deep note, but music quite literally saved my life. So
That's amazing.
my mom, I don't know where I'd be if she didn't buy me that guitar, and my buddy never pushed me to like go do something with it. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
You have those people in your life that they encourage you, and they look at you, like my aunt, for example. I talk about her all the time, but my aunt is like, we went on a roller coaster one time, and I was all excited to go on this roller coaster.
Right.
And we got all the way to the front of the line, and we're getting ready to get on, and I said,
second thoughts.
T, I don't think I want to go anymore. And she goes, no, you made me wait a half an hour to this line. We're going. And, so they just push you. And you need people in your life like that,
100%.
man. You need people that are like, no, take that chance. Take that risk.
Yeah.
Go do something that you've never done before.
Have to.
You're never going. I've learned, excuse me. I've learned that I watched people in my own life. I watched people work for somebody else and hated their job, hated coming home, hated getting up and having to go to work. It's like, no, I could go work in a factory, or I could go work somewhere that required me to spend 60 hours a week on the job and allow me no time with my family and only consider me nothing more than a number on a sheet of paper.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to live like that. I've decided a long time ago, you can take that job and shove it. I'm not sorry, but
no, I'm with you, dude. With you. It's just... like,
I did. And to anybody who says, well, you just haven't put in a hard day's work. No, I've put in plenty of hard days' work. And I've realized that there's nothing that is going to more fulfill my life than spending time with my family and the people that I love, and making memories and being able to pursue my passion, which is play music. And here recently has become just talking about music and being able to have a conversation. I don't think that this is, especially in our area, this is something that, how it feels when you go to a restaurant and you just feel like your background noise. Yeah. And that's all they wanted for the night was background noise. Yeah. And nobody's actually paying attention to the blood and sweat and effort and tears that you put into writing those songs. Yeah. Especially your original material, which we'll get into here in a little bit. But I love that, man. That's very inspiring, and I'm very glad that I asked you to be the first person, because that story alone just made it worth it for me. It really did. Thank you. That's awesome. Drawing your inspiration from, and this is my thing. We draw it from joy, we draw it from pain, we draw it from. Sitting in the bathroom at work and you got a random funny idea for a song, how, and I'll probably get into this here in a little bit. I'm all over the place, but how quickly do you complete the process of writing a song, or does it take you a while to write a song?
Oh man. It really just depends. Like, some of my songs that, mean the most to me came out in like 5 minutes.
5, 10, 15 minutes. Those are the best ones.
Because, like,
15-minute bangers.
Exactly. Like, I had somebody ask me, it's been a while ago, about they sent me a song and they asked me to kind of like, what would you change on it, or I'm gonna change this part, and I think I'm gonna change the chorus or whatever, and
you're gonna cut something and edit it.
I just can't do that. Like
once it comes out, it comes out.
Yeah, like, and I could be totally wrong for that. I'm not a songwriting expert, like, but I do believe that everybody has their own style. Like, you can draw influences from people, but as far as like song structure and stuff, and I'm always trying to learn. That's why I put myself around people that are better than I am as far as vocally,
100%.
guitar players, songwriting. I'm always trying to learn, but it's just, I don't know. Like, I sat down and started writing a song yesterday. I was actually driving. I shouldn't be talking about that, but
I
came
do the
to
same
me and
thing. Yeah.
I had to type it out. And then I got home and I started putting chords to it. And I kind of got hung up on it. And when I get hung up on it, I just leave it alone. It may be tomorrow I pick it up, or it may be 2 months down the road. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, now it makes sense.
We have a very similar stance on that. Yeah, absolutely.
I think everybody's got their own way to do it. And
you put it on the shelf for a little bit.
Exactly.
And let it simmer.
Let it marinate.
Yeah.
When it's good to go, like, it'll come back to you. And if it doesn't, then I don't know. But heck, I've wrote songs that I had an idea and I kind of had like a verse or two, and then I'd go back through my notes and I'd find something similar that I was thinking about that day. And then I'm like, actually, this was supposed to go together. And I put it together as one song.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
What song was that? Do you remember?
I couldn't tell you, man. It was I honestly think it was something about it was a song about like hard times. Growing up kind of poor.
We all been there.
Something along those lines. I think it's finished. I think it's not. I don't know. To be honest, I'll have to go back and look at it, but it's somewhere in there.
So you may do this similarly, but I just finished up a song the other day. Little teaser. It's called "Gone Fishing," and I got a hat. I've literally got a hat in there on the door, and I found it at Walmart. It just says "Gone Fishing," and the whole premise of the song or the hook to the song is, "Don't spend your whole life wishing that you had gone fishing."
That's awesome.
You know, don't waste the time when the kids are playing by the bank and skipping rocks in the lake, and don't waste those memories. Don't waste that time. Don't spend your entire life wishing that you'd gone
fishing. I agree, dude. That's awesome.
That took me. The idea came to me a couple months ago when I found the hat. It just took me until the other day where I finished it up. So yeah, I put it on the shelf for a little while.
Absolutely. I mean, I couldn't agree with you more about just like slowing down and enjoying life.
Oh God, yeah.
The older I get, the more people I know, as far as older people are passing away, and all you have is memories.
Yeah.
And it's like you just get to thinking about, man, I wish I would have went and did that one thing with them, or I wish I would have went and seen them one more time, or stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, I'll give you an example. Last weekend, I wanted to go to Railbird Festival in Lexington. I had a buddy that was playing there, and told him I was going to go, but I didn't. I didn't book any shows that weekend because I was going to go to Railbird, and my mom called me, and she goes, hey, my mamaw passed away last June, and my papaw's by himself, and he'll be 89 in September.
Oh, wow.
So he still likes to get out and fish when he can, but he's kind of, he's had some falls and stuff like that, and he's not doing the best, like he'd want to. And
he'd need help getting to the bank.
I got to thinking, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pack up the dogs and Maddie, and we're gonna go up north and see my papaw for the weekend, and things like that. I won't regret that. Like, I won't.
There will be another Railbird Festival.
Exactly. There will be another festival, but there won't be another papaw that I'll get to go.
Oh man, that's a song in itself, brother. Jesus.
Exactly. So.
Absolutely, and I feel the same way. I've had grandpa pass away, dad passed away, and you kind of think about those things of, man, I wish. And I like that song, 5 More Minutes.
Oh,
you ever heard that song? It's like, I wish I just had 5 more minutes, man. So lighter note, and you touched on this a little bit. When did you start playing music? What age?
I think I started picking on a guitar when I was getting ready to turn 20. So I was 19, 22 now.
Wow. So
I'm green to this whole music thing, man. But
we're all still green.
Yeah. So not too terribly long. Like I said, I think May 24th or May something like that was the 1 year mark of playing actual shows.
There you go. I was just getting ready to ask, when did you start gigging?
If you wanted to count like an actual real show, it would have been in June. Been like, actually, it would be a couple days from now.
Wow.
It would have been my first, like, a complete year.
And a year later, you're doing 12 states.
Unreal. If you would have told me that a year ago,
that is absolutely nuts, man.
I still think about that first show at Moonshine. I was sweating. I couldn't even play guitar. My hand was shaking so bad.
Literally, you're answering my questions before I get to them.
Have people text me like, hey, would you, be interested to go and play at this bar? Go play at this bar. Playing in different states. Like, if you would have told me that a year ago, I would have laughed at you and told you you were nuts.
Yeah.
So, like, I really don't know how to put into words, like, how grateful I am to be able to do cool stuff like that. Because I know not everybody has the time. Not everybody has the opportunity to go and do that. So, like,
exactly.
I often wonder, like, why me? Like, why am I the one?
You're meant for it, as far as I'm concerned. I really, and I don't mean that, I think that if I would look at anybody and want them to be successful, I would look at you.
Dude.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
100%.
I can't put in, wow.
Dude, 100,
tear up over here.
Yeah, 100%. Wow, if there's somebody that I look for, and there are great bands around here. We've mentioned some of them. There are fantastic bands, and I hope to have them all on the show.
Yeah.
And I hope that everybody responds well to this. But like I said, man, I've heard your stuff, and you are dedicated to it. And that dedication and that passion, it's the same way that I am, and the same way that I look at myself. If I go do a show, I want to bring the absolute 100% best possible show that I absolutely can for the people that showed up. Whether it's a free show, whether they paid for it, whether it's a private gig, or whether it's just in our honky tonks that we love.
Yeah.
You are one of the few, and I am one of the few, and every musician watching this is one of the few who get to pursue our passion and live our dream. And we get to show people that I'm not going to pack up and go home just because you didn't like it.
Absolutely.
It's just like, I watch a lot. I love stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy is subjective. What you find funny isn't maybe not what I'll find funny. Yeah. And what you like to listen to is maybe not what I like to listen to. But I'm not going to tell somebody that they're not worth it because they didn't get up there and try it. I was at Little Nashville, and there was a 7-year-old little girl that wanted to get up on stage and sing for her very first time in front of the public.
Wow.
First of all, props to the parents for that. And second of all, that little girl is as courageous as any grown man I've ever seen walk on a stage.
You're talking about somebody who would have never thought about doing anything like that. I was scared to talk to people, let alone get on stage and sing.
I've always been very outgoing and I'm willing to talk to anybody, and I'm willing to get up. From the time I was young, we were singing in church and stuff like that. So, my mom put a microphone in my hand and said, "You're gonna sing." I said, "Okay, all right." I'm only 7, but or I'm only 8, whatever it is. But from that young, I can remember I've always been nervous going on stage. I'm still, to this day, I've played hundreds of gigs, and I'm still nervous going on stage this day. How do you handle those nerves?
I think if you're nervous, it's a good thing.
Yeah,
like if you're not nervous,
that's a bad thing.
Your heart's not in it. Like, I'm going to kind of go off track here for a second and get back to what you just asked me, but Little Poor Me, the song I wrote, I drew inspiration from you because you got on stage the first time we played, and you played with easily the most heart, like, I've ever seen. You played 2 songs, and I'm like, wow. Like, this dude's in a full sweat.
Oh, God, I'm going to sweat wherever I go. 250 pounds.
Out of breath, like, you're like, you put your all into it for 8 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it was. And I'm like, dang, like, I need to get fired up. Like, he's not scared to show it. And, like, then some of my songs that I wrote before were slower. Mm-hmm. And, like, mean a lot to me, and I love them. But I didn't really have a whole lot of upbeat, like, crazy upbeat stuff that'll make you, like, tap your toe and stuff. And you played 2 like really upbeat songs, and I'm like,
I try to on open mics, yeah.
I'm gonna, so that's That's kind of what
I
where that
appreciate
came
that.
from. Yeah, man.
That's awesome.
As far as nerves go, I just try and think of like if I can get the first word out. If I open up with Family Tradition by Hank Williams Jr., if I can get out country music, then I'm good.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like, that's the hardest thing. Like,
Yeah.
I hate sound checking where I got to run through a song or be like, check 1, 2, check. Then actually playing the gig. Like, that's the most nervous part for me.
Right.
And then, like, once I can get the first word or the first song out of the way, whether it was good or bad, I butchered it, I don't know, out of the way.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay.
Then you can move on to the rest of the set.
Exactly. So I think that's what it is for me.
Yeah.
I just always try and talk to somebody before my show. If I can talk to somebody in the crowd or talk to the venue owner, something, make a connection where I'm not the only person in the room that doesn't know anybody else.
That's a good point. That is a tough wall to break.
And I don't always accomplish that, but
and it's I had to learn it, which I used to be a server in restaurants. So walking up to a table is nothing.
Yeah.
You walk up, you introduce yourself, you shake a hand or two, and say, "Hey, I'm playing tonight. I hope you guys enjoy the show. You guys have a great night. Thanks for sticking around," and then walk away.
Yeah.
So breaking the ice it's a tough move. Some places I've played, man, I'm like, oh my God, they're not having a single one of these Hank songs. They're not having no Merle songs. They don't want to. What do these people want?
I know. You'll have nights like that.
It's like, oh my God. And then to that point, I just started being myself. I'm like, I'm going to play what I like. And if you like it, that's great. If you walk out, that's fine too.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose a crowd by any means.
Right.
But, and what you described earlier, when I go to open mic, it's a little bit different. I have tried to sneak more of my originals into my set. I can understand people liking their cover songs. I can understand people wanting the sing-alongs. Should Have Been a Cowboy and Friends in Low Places and these songs that everybody knows and has known for years and they love to sing along to. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that. The crowd energy that you get from that is amazing. But at the same time, I also like to throw in stuff like the Steel Drivers. Oh, man.
Oof.
Oh, man. Chris Stapleton with the Steel Drivers. You're like, oh, yeah. That's a whole different. So I do Midnight Tears, and I did that at my last show at Little Nashville, and man, they went.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't get to go to that.
Oh.
I was going, and I had a show, and I'm like, dang.
Yeah, no. If you got a show, go play your show.
I felt so bad, like I wanted to go, and
I'm August 6th. I'm right back there. So
word.
yeah,
Okay.
That's the other reason I love playing there is every time they're like, hey, when do you want to do it again?
Yeah.
Whenever you need me,
Yeah.
But I do like throwing the high energy stuff in. That's a point that I always make during my shows. I also like I'll do Simple Man, and Simple Man is really passionate to me because that was the last song that my dad and I ever really sang together.
Right on.
So that's something that I have a connection to that's deep for me. You're okay.
Meaning, yeah.
Yeah,
It's got meaning.
and you can really dig in those moments and pull that emotion out in those types of songs. Same thing with some of my originals. And there's some originals that I don't even necessarily bring to the stage because they were kind of just meant so that I could get it out on a page.
I've got those, yeah.
So that's, we've talked about you doing music full time now. You're still working, which is, like I said, you're grinding at both ends, man. That's awesome too.
For sure.
Having a full-time job and still being able to get out.
It's a lot, but I'm young and I'm getting it done, so I can't complain. I'm very blessed.
Absolutely. I think any of us in this position can kind of look at it and it's like, okay, somebody's paying me to show up and play my show.
Exactly.
That alone is enough for me to be like, okay, I want to continue doing this. I want to keep breaking strings. I want to keep buying strings. I want to keep running through XLR cables and running through sound check after sound check. Goes the sheriff. Just to keep doing this and keeping the dream alive. I think local music it's popping off the charts right now, man.
Yeah.
We have so many good local artists.
This area is nuts.
It's covered.
It's crazy. Going back home, like don't play very many shows back home.
When you say back home, where is that exactly?
I grew up in a little town called Watsika, Illinois.
Oh, okay.
It's about 4 hours if you leave from Carbondale. I live right out by Crab Orchard Lake.
Gotcha.
So it's about 4 hours, about 10 minutes from the Indiana line. Town about 4,000 people.
Wow. So how do you end up down here?
My brother moved down here just kind of randomly. He wanted to get away from everything up north and kind of start his own life down here. And he did that back in, I think, 2015. And obviously we'd come down and visit and really took a liking to this area. People are really nice.
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful. The farther south you go, it's just very pretty.
You've been to Garden of Gods?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bell Smith?
Yep.
Oh, man.
It's awesome.
We love going down there.
It's awesome. It's like so many cool things that Illinois doesn't get credit for. And it's like, so like I said, I was going to school up there, had hip surgery, wasn't on scholarship for basketball. So like, it wasn't a big deal. Like, and I was kind of done with it. I was burnt out. I had my fill. Like, I accomplished my dream and I was ready to move on to different things. And my brother made the joke, like, why don't you just transfer to SIU? I'm like, yeah, sure. So,
cheaper.
And my mom kind of she's like, yeah, just go. So
now, she's still in Watsika?
She still is in Watsika. She's getting ready to move down here, though. So I'm super excited about that. But yeah, she said go. And my brother took me in. If he ever listens to this, I really don't know where I'd be without him and my sister-in-law. Like, they took me in and never asked for me to help out with anything. They were just like, get back on your feet, go to school, get a job, Yeah. And then I was able to save up a little money and get out of there and lived in a camper for a little bit. Lived in a camper for like 2 or 3 months, and then
how was that?
Cool, dude. It's a sweet camper.
Yeah,
really cool camper.
I've got a client that. Yeah,
heck yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
So it was a cool gig, and then I was like, you know what, kind of want my own thing. So I got another house, and I'm a resident of Southern Illinois now. About 3 years or so, something like that.
And we could not be happier to have you, man. I'm telling you, man, I know I keep going back to this, but I just watching, this is my thing. Like you said, I have a lot of energy. Whereas on the flip side of that coin, you were so calm and cool and like stoic is the word I would use, and not in a bad way.
No,
like that kind of, I hate to say vibe. I think it's such a stupid word, but that kind of vibe, that kind of feel, that kind of tone, it's actually a really good offset because you went up almost right after me, didn't you? I believe so, or not very far behind me.
You went first and I went second.
That's what. So
it was like complete flip flop.
Yeah. I mean, complete. And you saw two different worlds of country music. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the thing that amazes me, especially in around here, is you have your party crowd guys, and then you have guys that can captivate an audience by what they're saying in their songs. And I like to fall in the middle of both of those. I like to be able to have fun, and I have those, really driving beats and those really up-tempo songs, but then I also have wrote those like, oh my God, this is going to make me cry.
That piano song she played.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Just finished it. Yeah, I just finished it. A World of Hurt is what that one's called.
I couldn't remember the name of it.
So I'll ask you this. I have a little songbook that looks just like this, and I keep all my handwritten material in my songbook. Is that something similar to what you've got going on? You got a songbook?
It really all started with journaling because I was going to a therapist. I got super depressed when I was going to school in Chicago, and like it was a messy situation. And my mom was like, "You need to go see a therapist and talk to somebody." And they told me like, "You need to journal, get your thoughts out." And then so when I started playing guitar, and then I bought a book. I'm like, well, I'm gonna start writing this stuff down.
Your journaling turns into
songwriting. Yeah. And then I will admit I have been kind of lazy on not writing it down. It's been all in my notes in my phone lately, because most of the time I'm at work or I'm doing something random.
Whip out your phone.
Sure, it's like something comes to your mind, you got to write it down.
Yeah.
So,
or I will forget it.
Yeah, but I've got that book. My nephew, before I moved out, he's like, "Leave that book behind. I'm going to go to go to Nashville and sell that. And I'm like, dude, you're hilarious. Like, you're nothing in there is good enough to go to Nashville.
Oh no, I disagree on that, sir. I disagree on that. And this is what I've always told everybody is there's probably 1,000 of me in Nashville.
Yeah,
but there's only one Caleb Isaacs in Southern Illinois.
Dude,
I'm telling you that right now. I know that much for a fact.
That needs to be like your new saying or something. But I have some really hot takes on Nashville that I should probably keep to myself. But
no, that's what this is about, man.
It's just,
I mean, if you want to keep them to yourself.
Dude, no.
I don't like the concrete cowboy vibe that's going on. I've been down there.
I'm not going to talk a whole lot on it, but I went to a writers round down there a while back, and it was a super cool gig. I'll go back and play another one. Like, it was cool. Nothing against that. But beforehand, Maddie had never been to Nashville, and so I took her downtown and showed her Broadway and everything, and we were going in and out of the bar and, just checking out different live music, and we sat down to eat, and there's this stigma that if you're a good musician, you'll go to Nashville. And if you're not a good musician, you'll never go to Nashville. And the people that play in Nashville are all good musicians. That is not true.
Right.
And I guess I never really realized that till I came down here and seen how many talented people there are that are just crawling out of the woodworks.
Yeah.
Whether they're singers, pickers, drummers, you name it.
Yeah.
Unreal.
I think Luke Combs was on an interview one time, and he said, dude, there's 100 better performers than you that are washing dishes right now.
Yeah, like that's the truest statement.
That's all, and I don't remember exactly how the quote went, but that's all I mean, there really are. You have to keep that in the back. And, I mean, it's good to be proud of yourself and celebrate your success. That's totally fine. But you also have to kind of keep it in your back of mind. Like, I went down there once and I saw a couple performing on stage, and they were blowing the water out of the place. I mean, they really were. They were fantastic performers. Yeah. And they're still playing at the same bar they've been playing at in Nashville because it's a 10-year town. If you don't get out in 10 years, then you're not, which I also don't believe is true, because Vince Gill and Chris Stapleton and all these guys were kicking around there for a long time before they ever took it to the next level. Yeah. So, I mean, Just to Be Your Man, which we were hearing in 2006, 2005, 2006, Just to Be Your Man, which Josh Turner sings, is a Chris Stapleton song. Yeah. He wrote that. Yeah. It's like before he ever, and that was 10 years before 2016 when he released The Traveler. So, I guess that'll lead me into my next point. What gear did you have when you started?
Music gear?
Yeah.
I had, I think my first, when I had that show booked at Moonshine, I got on the ball. I was like, okay, I want to do this. Like, but I don't have anything that I need.
Yeah.
So
same.
I played that gig in the backyard out of a Fishman amp. Texted my buddy. I was like, dude, how would you sound check one of these? He's like, good luck. he's like, I don't know how you mix a vocal and a guitar
on the same amp. Yeah.
It was awful. Sounded awful. I sounded awful. But like, I look back on that and I'm like, man, I've come a long ways. But I bought Behringer. It was just a cheap setup, dual speakers on stands, and they didn't sound great. Nor did I know how to mix or do anything. Still don't.
Who does?
It's like, that was kind of what I started with. And I had, I think how I got that Gibson is another story. But that was the guitar I started playing with, and like, extremely grateful. Like, I didn't buy that. So it was a gift, and I was extremely blessed to be able to plug a Gibson into any sound system.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Play that. So yeah,
and it's a beautiful sounding guitar.
Oh, they are. They're awesome.
Yeah, I've got the Epiphone J45, and I mean, for a concert performance guitar, I love it. You know, I can't. Obviously, you're not gonna. I think Epiphone makes decent quality guitars for the price, and
absolutely.
you know, you can get up on stage with them, you can have them set up, and they'll play. Jamie Johnson uses, you know, an Epiphone. There's plenty of live musicians that use an Epiphone. What are you using now?
I actually have an old Epiphone. An ex-girlfriend of mine, I completely forgot about that. I feel like a jerk. Hopefully she never hears this. But I was dating this girl from Canada, and she bought me this guitar because I was playing with my buddy who encouraged me. We were out on the porch, and I had this little Fender concert series, and it sounded like a tin can. Like I was just, didn't sound good. And she told me, she's like, I could just see that you were embarrassed, that your guitar didn't sound as good as the other one. And she took me down to Biassee, and she dropped like $800 on this guitar.
Wow.
And it was a 72 Texan, something like that. It was like the series that John Lennon played.
Gotcha.
So like a really cool guitar.
Right.
So I hardly ever play that one anymore. It's just on the wall. But I play that one. I've got a cool 12-string that I kind of pick around on. That was also given to me. And then there's play the Gibson. That's like my main.
Yeah.
I've beat the hell out of that thing, and I feel so bad. But like,
that's what they're meant for.
Yeah, the tech at Biassee, Frank, he's like, man, you better slow down on this thing. I'm like, dude, I play it like they're meant to be played.
Yeah,
you know? So
exactly. They're gonna have scratches on them. I think it gives them character.
Oh, 100%.
I think it gives them character.
I'm actually going for like that beat up Gibson look.
Yeah, I mean, you think of how many, you know, Trigger, Willie Nelson's guitar is like it exactly. The older it gets, the better it sounds. The more beat up it gets, the better it sounds.
It's one of the few things in life that the older it gets, the better it gets. I mean,
there
ain't too many things like that. So, but that one, and then
that's funny.
I'm gonna get this one set up. And
what is that one? Tell us about that.
I just got this in a while back. It's a Alvarez. Buddy Casey Lee Rogers put me onto this one, and the selling point was his dad went and bought one too because he thought it sounded better than his Martin D28, and I was like, whoa, I got to see this for myself. And it's for a $1,000 budget. I think one of the best guitars I've ever played. So
it's beautiful. I mean, the trim, and I heard it. I heard you playing it earlier, and man, that thing sounds amazing. We're gonna take a quick pause, just real quick, and we're gonna check and make sure we're still recording.
Yeah, I was getting kind of worried about that. I ain't gonna lie, but I didn't want to be like, hey.
No. I wanted to put it. We're at 1 hour.
Oh, we're at 1 hour? How much time we got left? Oh, you got storage for it? We can just, you're cutting this off, right? You're not editing any of this?
I don't know how to. All right, we are good. We had to check, make sure we were still live. Man, we're kind of busting through this. I have enjoyed so much having you, and I still got a ton more questions to ask you. So, we will go with, who do you look up to in music professionally?
So, I didn't want to be like, this is the guy that got me into music because he's a bigger name, and but I had the really cool opportunity to go out on tour with this guy named Nolan Taylor. It's kind of like an indie. They call him emo country because all of his stuff is like really sad, but it's all about his life. And I was just kind of fiddling around. My buddy actually showed him to me. He's like, dude, you should check out this Nolan Taylor guy. I'm like, okay. So checked him out, fell in love with him, like unreal. And I would like text him every once in a while, and talking about a dude that's got like 100,000 followers on Instagram, and he texts you back. Like, I was blown away by that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he just so happened to be playing in Indy, and I'd been this is when I was like first picked up guitar. I'd ask him questions like, "Hey man, how do you play an A minor?" Like, and he was kind enough to entertain my questions.
Wow.
And he's playing in Indy, and I told my girlfriend at the time like we got to go. So I messaged him. I was like, "Dude, is there any way like I could just have like 5 minutes of your time just to talk to you, like to ask some questions and whatnot?" And like he's like, "Absolutely, man." Like we were pulling into downtown, and him and his fiance Jess were walking down Main Street. And I was like, "That's Nolan. That's Nolan." So I texted him, and he came out and he signed my guitar. It was super nice.
That's awesome.
Like super cool. And then kind of just grew from there. And he posted a thing. He's looking for a driver to go out on tour with him. And I'm like, "Hey man, like I'd love to." And it's just a joke at first, and then he like actually hired me, and we went out. We played quite a few different states. Did a run of shows with Charles Wesley Godwin up in Canada, which is super cool. Old 60. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we played a couple shows with them, but throughout that whole time, I was just kind of like immersed in like the best of the best talent that you're seeing all over.
Yeah.
And I kind of just sat back and like several of the songs I wrote were traveling from state to state, either when I was getting a break from driving or I was at the merch booth because that's what I was doing, slinging T-shirts for them.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, I want to do this. You know, like I want to try, and I may not ever play on that big of a stage, but if I can just play in a bar and people come to listen to me, like that's a dream come true.
Absolutely.
So I'd say
100%.
personally, that's probably one of the biggest. But if you're going to go like idols, I draw a lot of influence from George Jones, Merle Haggard.
Yeah.
Keith Whitley's my all-time favorite singer.
Same here. My dog's name is Toby Keith Whitley.
Dude, my dog's name's Whitley. I swear. Her name's Whitley.
That's insane.
So, Randy Travis.
Oh, yeah.
You mentioned Childers. Childers is...
Oh, yeah.
But I don't like to...
Every name you just mentioned is in my set.
The whole Childers thing, I feel like a lot of people try and bandwagon that and try and sound like him.
Yeah.
Try and do that stuff.
But
I don't mess with that.
And when I said that, I meant this.
Yeah.
It's a natural sound.
Yeah.
It is something that you're not trying to imitate that. You're not trying to imitate his sound.
Yeah.
But you have an uncanny resemblance to that sound.
That. Yeah.
You know, the Kentucky Hills kind of.
Tyler is Kentucky.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's so many, like, I could sit here and mention so many. I'm going to shout out my guy, Colton Bolin. He's an up and coming.
I've seen you on your shirt.
Yeah, wearing the shirt. Colton sees this, but Colton is like unreal. Like I had the chance to talk with him and see him a couple times, but he's another guy that draws influences from those classic country guys. And Kentucky is just music. When I think of Kentucky, that's where my family's from, southeastern Kentucky. So like, I think of all those guys, and I'm like, whoa, like the
bluegrass
talent crawling out of those mountains is nuts. It's unreal. I mean, you think about it, like Tyler Childers and Chris Stapleton, same high school.
Really?
Went to the same high school.
I didn't know that.
My dad lives in Paintsville, Kentucky, like where they went to school.
Wow.
Unreal. My nephew goes to Johnson County High School or whatever it is. Unreal. Wow. Same high school? You're talking about Tyler Childers and Chris Stapleton?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like
that's uncanny.
Those hills just produce writer after writer after writer, songwriter, singer. Like, I'm jealous.
You think it's in the coal or in the water?
I don't know, dude. There's something down there, but
because oh my gosh,
just wow.
It is a whole different. It's a whole different world, and I mean, there's every name you just mentioned. You know, your Merle Haggard and George Jones and Randy Travis especially. Those were. You didn't take a ride up the road to the gas station with Grandpa without hearing George Jones or Merle Haggard or Randy Travis or any of those guys. Yep. The classic country station was always on in the radio. So I think when you get guys like you and I and others that are around here that really truly live it and they really truly mean it, and when you hear their songs, when I hear your songs, and when I write my own songs, I'm not trying to imitate it, but I am drawing huge experience and huge influence from everything I heard on the radio growing up.
That's the biggest thing, man. A lot of people get caught up in like I want to be like that person. And they get so obsessed with the fact that they want to be like them, they forget how to be themselves, or they never find it. And it's like,
you said it.
Man,
you just said it. They never find it to begin with because they're so
wants
busy.
To sing Chillers and be like Chillers, Chillers, but you're not. Like, you got to be yourself.
You have to be,
because if you ever have the ambition that you ever talk with any of those guys, they don't want to hear what song you can cover of theirs. They want to hear your music.
Yeah.
Like, what are your writing abilities? What do you bring? You know. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, I think you hit the nail on the head as far as like bringing influence, but that's where it should stop.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
You shouldn't like try to be.
It still
like,
needs to be your own personal experience on things.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And there's songs, like I've wrote a couple songs about my son. It's like, I know that no one else can live that experience that I lived, or seen what I seen in his eyes when I looked, or when I looked at him. And those kind of songs, as much as I don't want to play them, I know that they would probably be more powerful and have more of a meaning to them, or have more of a point to them. I'm still stuck on, I love those set of songs that I usually play, Country Kind of Way and How to Stay Out of Trouble. Those are probably my top two. And even in those songs, I really did get, when I said we found out real early that I had a bad lead foot, that's a real thing. I really did get run down by a sheriff, and I really did have to call my mom. And those. So I draw on my own personal experiences. But if you listen to that song, it sounds kind of similar to "One More Last Chance" by Vince Gill.
Yeah.
Or it kind of sounds similar to those drivey, punchy. Yep. Those punchy sounds. What's your pre-show ritual? What do you do to game up?
I have a very delicate voice.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't last real well if I don't take care of it. If I drink anything carbonated, good chance I'm going to be shot. Like, I wish it wasn't like that. I don't know why it's like that, but hot tea. I have to drink a glass of hot tea before I play.
That's something that a lot of people. Yeah, I like hot coffee.
I don't have anything cool. I wish I did. Like,
I
don't.
You kind of like, I'll do a hot coffee, throw a shot of whiskey in, throw a little bit of honey and lemon, and that's it. And that'll usually make it last throughout the whole show. And I suck on cough drops like crazy.
Really?
I honey lemon cough drops are always in my pocket when I go to a gig.
Huh.
And then I'll take my water bottle and I'll put lemon juice in my water bottle, and I'll have lemon water right there.
Good, dude.
Right there on. But hot tea, that's funny. I did not expect that one.
You like honey?
Yeah.
You like honey?
Yeah.
My grandpa and my uncle are beekeepers. So if you ever want like legit honey,
really,
I got you, dude.
Oh man,
I got you. I'm going up there this weekend. So
I'm gonna need a year's supply of honey. Okay. I'm kind of buzzing through these. How did music change your life? We talked about this a little bit earlier.
Yeah. I'll get on a little deep note. Just going to school up there. Like you said, with the whole, when you were younger, with classic country music, like, I remember very vividly my mom driving us, and I was listening to Randy Travis CD she bought me, Digging Up Bones.
Oh, man.
I thought that song was so funny. 8 years old, I have no idea what he's talking about. But I'm singing, like, it's got a cool beat to it.
Like that pretty negligee I bought you to wear.
I had no idea what that meant when I was 8, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it was so
That's like
nostalgic.
They talk about the Conway Twitty songs.
Yes.
You have no idea what I love you to lay you down. So that means,
Yeah. But, it was a very tough time in my life where, mental health stuff kind of runs in my family. And growing up was a weird thing for me because my dad left before I was born. It's the ice cream truck here?
Yep. Yeah, we're going to get ice cream soon.
But growing up was a very weird thing because I never had a male figure in my life.
Right.
My brother's 25 years older than me, so he was married, had 2 kids, and was out on his own. So, like, he's my brother and he's around, but I never had like that constant male figure in my life to kind of look up
Right.
to. So I grew up very soft. Like I grew up a mama's boy because that's all I knew. Like that's all I had, and but at the same time, like I still had the pressure of, well, you're the man of the house, not from my mom, but I felt that, like I felt the pressure to be like, you got to be tough,
Yeah.
you can't cry, you got to do all this stuff, and that didn't work. That took a toll on me for a very long time. I had a lot of anger built up towards my dad, that a lot of unanswered questions that I took out on other people
Mm-hmm.
that I just couldn't let go of because I didn't know how. Like I needed to know, like why, like why. And I turned 20 and I ended up going and meeting him and kind of, I forgave him for everything and moved on with my life. But that stuff took an extreme toll on me to the point
Yeah.
where I was hitting high school as a junior or senior, and I, just
Go
that
ahead.
ice cream truck's got
I'm
me.
sorry.
No, dude, it's all good. But I just feel really down,
Yeah.
and like I think depression and stuff like that is something that doesn't get talked about enough. Especially as a guy, like that's supposed to cry. That's supposed to feel
Yeah.
feelings. Like
Yeah.
that's for girls to do. Like that's
Right.
how I was raised, and like I don't know. I hate that I felt that way, but I couldn't not feel that way. So
You have an obligation, and you know that you have that obligation. Like, just it's kind of instinctual.
yeah,
It's kind of, but to to open yourself up and to understand where that came from takes a lot more, and to be
yeah,
able to deal with it, because we both know people that unfortunately weren't able to deal with
yeah,
it. And something like that. That's why I appreciate when I hear you talk about that kind of stuff. And
always.
I don't want this to sound the wrong way. Um, I've only had like one panic anxiety attack, so I can't really. I don't think that way. My mind
Yeah,
is just simply
no, dude.
wired differently.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know, so
glad.
to me, it I kind of always been. And don't get me wrong, everybody goes through something that changes your perspective on everybody. You know, I could count countless stories, including my own, that you had a hard, and it's not to discredit anything. You had a hard childhood, and I think a lot of us did.
Yeah,
And I think a part of that is kind of what makes you a good musician and makes you a good songwriter, is because you're able to draw on something that is deep and that is really in your
yeah,
soul.
I had to.
Um,
It was yeah, I had to. Like that was
yeah,
my
it's an
out.
escape.
Yeah, it was my
Exactly.
out, and
Yeah.
that's I. To be quite honest with you, Caleb, I don't know if I'd be here today if I'd never picked up a guitar because I was that low in life that
Yeah.
I had no
Yeah.
want to, and I
And
don't. It's yeah,
I think that any step that a person takes to get themselves out of that position, um, and it's so common, it's so prevalent in society today, and not to take this turn, but you see it almost every time you turn on the news, or almost every time you get on Facebook. It's something else bad happened to some poor kid.
yeah,
It's like they don't deserve to live, and you didn't, and I didn't, and but the one thing that to me is the most commendable is that you get up every day and you say, "Hey, I'm going to live differently. I'm going to have a
yeah,
different outlook. I'm going to have a different perspective on things." And honestly, man, I'm glad to be able to sit here and talk to you. It
appreciate that.
means the world to me
Thank you.
that you kept pushing.
Yeah.
It really does. Um, if you could pick one person to sing with, who would it be and why? Could be famous, not
Man,
famous,
sing.
alive, not alive. If you could pick one person, if you had a choice and you could only pick one person to sing with, who would it be?
Wow, that's a tough one. Probably say Keith Whitley.
Oh man.
Probably say Keith.
Oh,
Whitley.
my heartstrings, sir.
Yeah, just because he
Yeah.
died so young and like.
Oh man.
Whether it was on stage or it was this.
Yeah.
Like just to be in the presence of somebody that was so gifted.
Oh, to be a fly on that wall.
Literally.
You know, in the presence of him writing I'm no stranger to the rain. You know. Yeah. It's like, oh my goodness. Yeah. That's an amazing. All right. Where do you see yourself in 2 years? You've already came this far in a year.
Hopefully, I'm still playing a guitar somewhere.
I know you will be. I know you would, no question.
Honestly, man, and little poor me drew from this as well. I was playing a show in my hometown, and this drunk guy came stumbling in, at the end of my show, and he's asking me to play all these songs, and I played every one of them but I played them before he got there, and he was kind of irritated, and I'm like, dude, like I played 8 to 11, like I'm ready to go home,
right?
And so we got to talking, and he's like, he was off his ass drunk, and he's like, well, what are you trying to do with this? Like, you trying to be famous or anything like that? And I just kind of looked at him, and I guess I just gave him a look that said everything. Yeah, I was just like,
do you want knocked in the teeth, right
dude? Like, what are you getting at? Like, where are you going with this? Because no, I don't want to be famous at all. If I can make money and pay my bills and live a comfortable life, absolutely. But I want nothing to do with being all over TV, and that's where that song comes from. Like I got to thinking about that. Like I think it was like the 7th. I turned on the TV, and it was like when Tiger Woods crashed his car for like the 7th time, and they're blast everything. Like what a miserable life to live, where you can't fart without it getting posted on CNN. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do that.
Absolutely.
So, music, if I could play independently bars and have a schedule from January to December, pay my bills, don't have to worry about money, and just play music, that's where I'd be. If it's a listening room where I can get 10, 20 people to come and listen to me, not be there, to come to listen to me because Jobey Grant's playing there, that would be my dream.
That's awesome.
Just to play music. I don't care what level it's at, just to play music.
I have one question for you specifically. Do you only play sad songs?
I'm not even going to get into that. That's a whole nother.
I know it's on some of your merch, and so I had to sneak that one in there.
Yeah, I actually screw it, dude. I'll go into the story. I had a venue that I was trying to play, and they I get it. I send videos of slower country songs that I have and some upbeat stuff, and I guess I just sent too many sad songs, and she asked me like, do you play anything more upbeat? Yeah. And I said, well, yeah, and started asking me like, what percentage of sad songs do you play? And I wanted to I wish I was with her in person, because I would have looked at her and been like, I got a C in math my entire life. You want me to do percentages of the songs? Like, I get what she was getting at, but and it's no hate on that. It's just I didn't know what to say. I never answered back, because she's like, we want a kind of an upbeat type of thing, and I'm not going to go into a venue worrying the whole time that they don't like my vibe.
Right.
Like, I want to go somewhere where I feel welcome, not a well maybe type of deal.
Right.
So I just didn't do it, but I thought it was cool too.
And this is I always look at it two ways. I sort of have two sets in my mind. If we go in and it's laid back and nobody's really doing a whole lot, and there's maybe a couple cowboys in the room, and or roughnecks or whatever you want to call them, we'll go with some of the slower stuff. But if they're there to party, then they're there to party, But at the same time, it's like, if you're there to party, well, there's bands for that.
Yep.
There are bands for that.
Exactly.
And we tried that for a while. But I mean, and I love some of like Southern Grit and some of those guys that they put on a really good show. Murphy 500 puts on a really good show. They know how to keep the crowd energetic and pumping. But I also love the idea of having those spaces like listening rooms where you can go and hear stuff that's not like you said, that's not my style. That's not my, that's not my forte.
Yep.
And that's perfectly fine because there is a whole world and a whole audience full of people waiting to hear you, bro. Like, and waiting to hear every single one of those songs, whether they're sad, whether they're happy. Like, I mean that. So how many originals do we have?
I'd say like ready to record originals that I would play 35 or 40, somewhere in there. Not the craziest number, but
that's
still
up
enough
there
to play.
Yep.
Like there's some songs that are like really sad, like just about not wanting to be here, like crazy stuff that I know I'm not gonna go play it.
I don't know, man.
But it's like, do I play all those all the time? No. There's a comfortable 15 to 20 of those that I would rip out.
Yeah.
That a decent amount.
And that's good. I mean, that's if you can get 2 hours. I've always told people this. I said I can play a full 3-hour show of my own original stuff.
That's awesome.
If you can play 2 hours of your own original stuff.
Yeah.
Now, not that everybody wants to hear it. They want to hear the covers. They want to hear the bangers. They want to hear the same stuff that everybody's been playing for years. And that's fine. That's great. No knocking that at all.
Right.
It's just like, let me introduce you to something that you've never heard before. Yeah. Let me see if something that I have works for this crowd.
I agree.
Excuse me. We got into this. Little Poor Me, number 9 are my favorites. What is your number 1 original?
Personally?
Yeah.
Mm.
If you had to kick off a show with one of your originals.
Well, if we're talking about kicking off a show, I got my song "Help Me" that I played.
Yeah.
That's about mental health and struggling. That's probably one of my. I don't play that every night just because it's not a every time crowd type of thing. Like I read the room and make sure like it's a intimate space where.
Yeah.
But I'd say "By My Side," the song I wrote about Maddie. It's probably one of my favorite songs I've ever wrote.
Yeah.
And that one kind of just happened. Didn't have the idea of I'm going to write a song about this girl. I just got to thinking. I told her one day, I was like, I'll be home around 5. And she's like, okay, I'm making chicken tonight. So I was like, I'll be home around 5 p.m. You're frying chicken in a cast iron pan. She always got my T-shirt on, and she got that little sneaky little grin when I walk in the door.
Yeah.
And she meets me at the door, and like that's the first verse of that, and like that's everything I write about in that song.
It
is
just kind
real
of fell
life,
into place,
and it fell into place. Like it was simple. So I'd say "By My Side."
Yeah, that one is a good one. Talk about number 9 a little bit.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I had a buddy, same buddy that I've been talking about, that from West Frankfort. I was writing these songs about the girl that I was telling you about that I dated. She crushed my heart. Best thing she could have ever done, because I changed and got better. But he came over. He's like, "Man, these are good songs, but I think you should find something else to write about. Like, you should write about something else. Like, get your mind off of her." And I said, I was kind of pissed off at first. And I'm like, "Screw you, dude. Like, whatever. You don't like my songs." And then I got to thinking, I'm like, yeah, he's right. So number 9 Blacktop outside of West Frankfort.
Yep.
We drive down that road delivering furniture pretty often, and I was thinking, about it like a cheating song. I'm like, I've never wrote a cheating song. Then I was listening to another song. It was a murder ballad. I'm like, I'm gonna write both of those and one thing. Guy comes home, finds his wife cheating on him, knocks his head off. Like, that's what the song's about.
Oh man.